I have sitting beside me, I'm at the counter. I understand people visualize things. So I'm at my kitchen counter. For any of those of you who know what my kitchen counter looks like, you're right with me. And I have a bag of M&Ms, and I have a can of Fisher cocktail peanuts. Now they are salted. And so I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but we believe in healthy treats at our house. So, well, kind of. If you know my husband, Oreos is a food group, and so is ice cream. And so I make Gorp. Now, when I was a kid, we didn't have Gorp. We had to eat my mother's snacks, which were very healthy and homemade, although she did make really good chocolate chip cookies, which I have passed on to my children as a wonderful tradition. And somehow along the line, my father discovered Gorp. And Gorp, and I do not understand, nor do I care the history of the word Gorp. It just fits. So my father would buy a great big bag of Gorp, and we would eat it. Now, sometimes my father's Gorp had peanuts and M&Ms and sunflower seeds and cashews, and somewhere along the way in the last 35 or 40 years, or maybe 45 or 50 years, I don't want to get too old, so I won't go any more than that, Gorp has changed to different things. So now you can have s'more Gorp, where there's little teeny tiny marshmallows and then little chunks of chocolate along with your peanuts. You can have vegan, vegetarian, health food. You can have Gorp with cranberries. You can have Gorp with raisins. And you can have Gorp with stuff in it that isn't even a part of the Gorp family, if there was such a thing we could call it as. I tried that with my family. And my family is a little bit different. But what would happen, and I would mix it up in an ice cream pail. I'm not sure if you guys ever understand, but Gorp is to be eaten, not measured. So you don't, they give you a little tiny saran wrappy little Ziploc baggie, and that's one serving. And we're going, oh no, you don't need, that's not even, no, it's a handful of Gorp. And you pass the bag or the ice cream pail around the car, and everybody takes a handful, and then when they're done eating, you pass it around again. I know, very sanitary, but that's why my kids have lived to be as long and old as they are. Pretty healthy. Lots of immunity. But I found that they would pass the ice cream pail around, and at the bottom of the pail, there was a layer, and it was a layer of raisins, because everyone picked out the peanuts and the M&Ms, and then they would put the raisins back in as it came back again. I mean, they were very resourceful children. So I gave up. I did not give up making Gorp, because that's almost a Bible commandment somewhere in there. There's a verse about Gorp. I just quit putting in things that nobody would eat. So our Gorp will consist of milk chocolate M&Ms and cocktail peanuts. Everyone is happy in our house. There are no leftovers. We don't have to worry about if someone did or did not get a raisin accidentally and then get very interesting with their comments and their facial expressions when they thought they were chewing an M&M and they got a raisin or cranberry. Everyone is just happy. Well, but the problem is, it's just me and him now. So basically everyone is happy is Jim is happy. He gets his handful of healthy kind of peanuts, which they really do have good protein. Well, not really, but they have 7 grams of protein, which is okay. They have 14 grams of fat, some saturated fat. They have no cholesterol, so hey, bring them on. Some sodium, and some dietary fiber. I mean, we got to have our dietary fiber. Can't even say it. And they do give you niacin, vitamin E, magnesium, zinc, copper. See, it is really healthy. Now, if I look on the back of the package of M&Ms, there is 1 gram of protein, so that's really, really good. There is some fat. Oh, there's 1% cholesterol, and there's some sodium. And then we're just going to skip over the carbohydrates and go right down to the protein, 1 gram. And there's calcium, and there's iron. Not much, but there is. So, there comes a time where you draw the line on what is needed, what is wanted, and what's appropriate. Needed is something to snack on. Wanted is something to snack on that I will enjoy. And the essential is just 2 things in life: cocktail peanuts and M&Ms. I know this is nothing deep spiritual, but I'm sure you're going to laugh about it and say that, well, she can come up with something spiritual. And it's like, no, I really can't. But I am holding a grape, so I will be eating grapes while I mix up the Gorp. And you know what? Everyone in our house will be happy. All 2 of us, unanimous.